All right, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Sunday Night Charts, a little later than normal. I hope you're doing well. My name's Jim. I'm a crypto trader here to help you understand the market from an Elliott wave perspective. Guys, we're going to look at the charts and look at the wave structure. An Elliott wave trader is a wave structure analyst who looks at the waves, understands the fives and threes. Guys, there's fives and threes all over the market. We look at those. We see if we can put them together in known repetitious wave structures and see we can figure out where the market might be heading. Don't forget, though, and don't mistake me for a financial advisor. I'm not one of those. All I'm doing is looking at the charts, showing you what I'm seeing. I'm here, just a guy, and now not Michigan anymore, but Missouri. I'm living in the state of Missouri, guys. State of Missouri. Hope you guys are well. Welcome, guys. Hey, Ricky Spanish, good to see you, man. Yeah, markets are looking a bit shaky. Keith M., hey, man. Hope you're well. Glad you took some profit on Link there. That's good. All right. Anybody else joining us? We've got about 15 of you watching. So markets are been dumping a little bit, about ready for a little bit of a corrective wave. Should be getting a little bit of a corrective wave here, starting the the live stream. 5 minutes looks pretty oversold, pretty bad. So a little bit of a pullback, maybe another hit to the low, and then a bigger correction. Maybe what we're looking for. So. Let's see if we got something playing here pretty soon. So, all right, guys. Well, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Sunday Night Charts. Hope you're well. Sorry it's so late. I've had a really busy weekend. Got here to Missouri and took my daughter to a place called Worlds of Fun, the amusement park today, and we had dinner at 54th Street. That's where I made my little video telling you guys we were going to do a Sunday Night Charts late. So now I'm back home. I got the computer set up. I just got it set up, guys. Just got the computer set up, got my desk set up. Literally pulled it off my trailer and got it set up as soon as I got home. And here I am. Here I am for Sunday Night Charts. What's up, S. Joel Coco? What's up, man? Hey, Decrypto. I am in the house. Alts get a break, it seems. Alts can't get a break, it seems. Nah, nothing's going to get a break, brother. There's something nasty coming. So let's see if we get a big old dump tonight. It's looking good for now. All right, guys, let's jump into the analysis, see what's going on. All right, so what is this wave structure that we're looking at? First off, you got to start big ideas and work your way down. Okay, so you got to get a perspective. All right, so we got to get a larger time frame perspective to understand. Okay, what's happening here? Okay. First of all, notice the declining volume. Okay, there's declining volume on an upward trend. That generally means that especially starting right in here, we have declining. The volume that's where it's declining. Okay, so that tells me we have this move to the upside is fizzling out. Now it's awful big, right? So and that's the 3-day chart. But what we're waiting for, what we really want to see for some confirmation is a pretty big volume spike. That's really what we'd like to see. A very large volume spike that signals, hey, we've probably topped. Okay. So that's kind of what I'd like to see. Most of the volume spikes in crypto come at the bottoms in their big buy zones. So we may not get a volume spike until a major move to the downside. If we get that and then the volume comes in, that means buyers are coming in for the next move to the upside. So, and when I say buyers, I mean the big boys are buying the next leg to the upside. So we really need to be watching that. So I'm looking at this wave structure. And I'm like, okay, I can't help but say this is a 1, and that's a 2. Okay, that's 1, 2. All right, starting all the way back here. There's 1, there's 2. Okay, and then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's wave 3, 3 waves for wave 4. Okay, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the end of wave 5. So I'm of the impression that there's 5 waves, and that's finished. And what still could be on the table here, guys, what the wave structure that we're looking at here could be what we call a complex correction that is an expanded flat where you have 3 waves down, and then this is part of a flat B wave that's come up to here, okay? And now we could be looking at C. Now I cannot let that count go. I'm not ready to let that count go. The reason for that is when you get expanded waves like this, they can extend and make, beyond the origin of the A wave, pretty high. We haven't even gotten to the 1618 extension of the A wave. In other words, we're sitting at the 1414, which is a great place for this thing to be turning around. So I like this. That's a beautiful expanded pocket B wave. It's just the right kind of ugly, as we like to say. So we can put C right there. All right. So, I mean, that's a pretty decent looking A, B, and now we've begun the C wave to the downside. I think that's a decent possibility that you should consider. And that could bring us back down to some support right here in the $50,000 range. Okay. Now, what's interesting to me is that what that could be, okay, because I'm calling this right here, this wave structure, a leading diagonal. In other words, it is the beginning stages of Bitcoin. It's just the beginning. It overall could be the large wave one, okay, the macro wave one. And now what's interesting is that this wave that I've just drawn, this wave right there, that could be just down to 50K wave two, the macro wave two. And that's all you get for wave two. That's it. Just that expanded flat, boom. And that could precipitate a big, I mean, the boom of crypto, the crypto monster, starting to the upside. This is, the proverbial last chance before. So that's a possibility, because one of the reasons I'm entertaining this count is because a lot of times when you get lead, and I wish I could show you an example, but a lot of times when you get very bullish waves that are leading diags, okay, especially expanding, when they're expanding diags. Let me draw a better expanding diag. Okay. A lot of times the pullback is very shallow and it continues. And that's it. That's your wave one and that's your wave two, and here we go. And so you can let me just get this off the chart here, zoom out to the weekly. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to say 5 right there. And then we're just going to say A, B, C. And then once that comes down to this range, and it could take a while. Okay, it could take the next 2 or 3 years for that to get down to 50K. But it might happen sooner, but that could take the next year and a half or so. You could see crypto going, or Bitcoin going, something like that. You could see it wick down to here, even wick down to 40K range. But we should see a V-shaped recovery, a pullback, and this thing continue to bust out of there. So that's a very bullish count that respects the wave structure I've been seeing on the chart, and calling for a potential top of Bitcoin here for the last little while. Okay, is the top in? I'm not here to say whether it is or isn't. It very well could be. This very well could be the top for sure. The wave structure that we're seeing on the small time frame is quite bearish. Okay, we'll look at it in just a moment. Okay, we'll look at the possibilities of what it could be in a small time frame. But that's the large time frame analysis for me. When I look at this wave, I'm like, guys, I mean, this is the reason this has been so hard and drawn out is because, I mean, we had a 5-wave shape right here, right? And then we had very bearishness happen there, and they came and took that high out. which is it's pretty normal, right? Look, we had a very bearish wave right here. They came and took that high out, and then they took it down. That's pretty standard fare, okay? That's pretty standard and common price action for Bitcoin. So the fact that this created a wave shape that gave us an ending look, right? Came down very bearishly and then came back up to take that high out. That's pretty standard, normal price action for crypto, for Bitcoin. Is it finished now? I'm not. It's always hard to say, right? I can't. But I am telling you that we have price action that very well could be finished. Okay, and what's the price action that we're seeing here? This wicked candle, okay, this wick of the top, and that bearish candle, and then this continuation of this candle that we have here on the weekly, it's looking at the moment very bearish. Okay, it doesn't mean this can't turn green and start moving to the upside now. We're going to look at that possibility, but right here, this is looking relatively bearish. We have what I'd say to be a nice finished wave that looks fairly done. Okay, we got an A wave, we got a B wave, and now we got a C. We got a 1, 2 right down here. This is 3, that's 4, and all of this up to this point is 5. So what was this wave? That was a wave 4. They took the high out one more time before they rejected it. That's pretty standard, common, practice there. So we're used to that kind of stuff. We're normally, so this is wave structure that, as far as this wave structure analyst, I'm telling you that we have wave structure that's happening that you have to at least sit up and pay attention to. Does that mean we're going to go straight down tomorrow? No, in fact, probably not. I mean, yeah, we could have a dumpy day, right? But when you get these dumpy moves at the beginning, you're going to have corrections that's going to retrace and probably retest the levels, right? So we know that there's a good chance these upper levels that were created are going to be retested, and if they're respected, they'll hold on to the Elliott rules of wave 1 to a wave 2, which we expect a wave 1 to come down, and then 2 to respect that high, to not go beyond it. Wave 2 cannot retrace beyond the origin of wave 1, or it's not a wave 1, it's something else. So as we look at this, we're thinking, okay, we've got an impulse working, all right? We want to see this thing pull back in 3 waves in the smaller time frame, and we want to see it continue, and that would be a nice 1, 2 of an impulse, and that would be nice to see, so that we can begin counting this impulse as it works its way down over the next coming months. Now you see what I've just drawn there. That's 2 or 3 months worth of price action. So I'm not here to say that this is going to happen tomorrow or tonight and bring some FUD in. I don't think you should sell all your Bitcoin tonight necessarily, though you might get a little nervous as you see some bearishness happening in the market this week, or maybe it's not. Maybe you just get a little bearishness tonight and the rest of the week is kind of corrective and bullish, right? So we'll look at the small time frame in a minute. So you've got some time. There's no major hurry here. There's no major, like, I have to do something with my Bitcoin stack right now or I'm going to miss the top. I mean, it's certainly an area you want to consider saying, I've got some profit here. I've got 5-wave structure here. I've got, structure that, and you ought to consider, decide when you're planning on taking profit for your trades. So anyway, so looking at the macro, guys, on this weekly chart, I look at this wave structure and say, hey, we have a 5-wave shape. We have an internal wave count that validates that 5-wave shape, and we have the makings of what could be an expanded flat wave 2 that could come down to 40K or 50K, give everybody quite the scare, and then get the V-shaped recovery that brings us back into the range. And while we play around for a wave 1, 2 over the next couple of years, then we'll see Bitcoin rocking. And Andrew Vegas, I have reconsidered my macro count, and it's not the only count there is, but certainly for me, it's the best count out there. Yeah, this current dip for me is not a buy zone. For me, the next major buy zone is, I like the 50K range for a macro long term buy zone. That's the range that I want to see for a buy. So anyway, all right. So that's my macro concept there. The other concept that we can say, okay, hey, if you want to, so one of the things that I do, and some people don't understand why I do this, but one of the things that I do is I look at the wave structure and I say, okay, this is what I see, and this is what my eyes are drawn to as I apply Elliott wave. Okay. So as I apply Elliott wave to this, and that I've shown you what my eyes gravitate to in the way I count waves. All right. Andrew Vegas, that could happen. I'm not saying that can't. I've been talking about that count for a while, but I don't think it has to happen for sure. Anyway, so I share with you what my eyes see, and there are other possibilities. Right? I've been talking about a complex wave that does something like that, and that gets us down to 20, the 20K range, that 15K range you're talking, right? So yeah, that's certainly on the table. I don't see that as an impossibility for sure. So something like this, where you get more of a macro long term wave structure, absolutely, that's on the table. I've been talking about that. But when I see leading diags, a lot of times I'm just talking to you about the possibility that hey, watch out. What if we just got this leading diag right here with this short-lived pullback that comes to 50K, wicks down to 40K, and then maybe rocks to the upside, and that's the beginning of when Bitcoin really goes. Okay, like really goes to the moon like that. Okay, I'm talking $300,000 to $500,000, right? And you would that would make sense for me in my macro understanding, geopolitical understanding of what's going on. That would give a couple of years for the dollar to die and for us to transition to crypto. And once we transition in 2027, 2028 range to crypto fully, when we're really fully see right now we're just laying the groundwork right now for that transition. Right, and so it's really upon us. It's very close, but we get this crash, and then we get the bounce back, right, and then we go. And that's when Bitcoin really starts flying. So that's kind of the way I'm doing it. So anyway, let me explain to you something. One of the things I try to do and discipline myself is as I apply Elliott wave theory to what I'm seeing, what I try to make myself do is look at it a different way. I'm thinking, okay, right now I'm very bearish, right? I've been bearish for quite a while here, up here ever since we've hit 100K in this range. I've been very bearish. Okay, even during this hit to the high, I'm still very bearish. Okay, why am I very bearish? Well, because that's the way price action happens. Yes, we're making new highs. Yes, we made a new high, but how many times have we tagged all-time highs only just to reject and come down and take out liquidity? Because that's what this game is the liquidity game. So it's more common that we see moves that entice liquidity, get everybody bullish, and then the rug is pulled out. So anyway, so I've been bearish for quite a while, but in order to balance my bearishness, I want to look at this wave. I want to look at this wave and say, okay, what else could be happening here? Is there another thing I could be missing? So the really ultra bull count for me is, again, I still need kind of this hit to the low first, right? I really do. I need this has been kind of moving to the straight up. Okay, I need this retrace if we're going to keep going, and then that would make more sense. So a move like this before the big move to the upside makes much more sense to me. Okay, and so I'm still calling for that kind of a move, and I really do believe 50K is going to be a good area to really consider buying, guys. I really think that. I'm not telling you what to do. You do what you want to do, but I'm looking at that as a possibility. Let me just take a peek at XRP here, because I'm looking for a trade here potentially. So just give me 1 second, guys. I did not like this pullback. Didn't seem like enough. Look at Ethereum here. Everything's so oversold right now on the 5-minute, 15-minute. 15 minutes pretty oversold too. Guys, I think this is going to bounce. Yeah, no doubt, Kevin Jones. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think this is Black Swan Live unless there's some news that's happening right now. Is there some kind of news that's come out? I think we're at least, ready for some kind of a bounce here. That's Ethereum. I'm just kind of looking. 15-minute chart. Now see how oversold we are? We're super oversold in this wave. It needs to be a bit of a pullback here to allow more downside to happen. Yeah, I mean, so I don't think there's like any hurry to short this. Even if it breaks this little low. I'm looking at this as a flat. That's the way I've been looking at this all weekend. But now I'm like, okay, what's this? What's happening here? Well, this could be part of a bigger impulse, or this could be some kind of a WXY. Something like that, where it's part of a larger flat, where they bring it up here, either running flat, or they come and take that level out, and they give us the retrace up to this range that I was really kind of expecting. Really kind of looking for a retrace up to that range. Unless this wave is much more bearish than we look. This is some kind of a leading diag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, yeah, I mean, this is just such an ugly wave. I mean, it is possible this thing could dump and come on down here, no problem. I mean, yeah, that's on the possibility list for sure, but just didn't care for this wave structure here. Big volume came in. Sorry, give me a second, guys. I'm just... Just looking at the chart for now. I mean, and this was definitely a short earlier, but that's been a straight down. Usually there's a retest of a breakout, right? So is this a profit-taking area? We got Monday open tomorrow, probably correct, and it'll probably correct from here on until market open tomorrow morning, and then there'll be more shenanigans. Let's see. Let's look at real quick here. I'm just looking at some other. Let's look at Link real fast. Just to look at another chart. Come on, where are you? There you go. Yeah, see Link right there is a beautiful 3-wave shape. That's gorgeous. Makes me think there's another high coming. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. Is it too beautiful? Yeah, maybe. That looks like a flat. Looks like it wants to hit the low again. So I look at this wave, and there's two things you can see here. You can see that as a flat, potentially, which in this case, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me one more, 5. Maybe come down and hit the low and then come on back up. You can kind of see this, and that would be a beautiful wave structure as a 3, 3, and then a 5. And then let's go up and hit the high. That's a nice 3-wave shape. And then let's go hit the high. What's interesting is where the volume came in here. Where did the volume come in? Volume came in a weird location. Volume came in for a breakout to the downside. That's bearish. Let's look at another one. Let's look at, like, I'm going to look at some random cryptos here. Look at the wave structure and see if I can get a sense for how it might go. This is looking super bearish, guys. Like there's more to come to the downside, but this wave structure, man, that's so bearish looking. Guys, I'll be honest with you, this wave structure looks really, really bearish. Let's look at SOL for a minute. Crazy. This straight down move needs a pullback. It doesn't mean it can't come and take this low out first. What is that wave? So oversold though. Look how on the 15-minute how oversold this is. So oversold. In an ideal world, this is a flat. That would look great. Because if that happened, then I have a really nice short set up. That would be nice. That would be lovely to get something like that. So that's SOL. I don't know if we're going to get that or not, but it would be the kind of move I would like to see based on this wave structure. See, XRP kind of looks like that too, right? It looks like a flat's working. Right here it would be an example, right? Here's an example of the kind of price action I'm talking about, where you've got this clear little flat right here, right? and then this low gets taken out in 3 waves, and then it shoots back up. Boom. Right. But that did all kinds of nasty stuff in there. Right. But that's pretty common. Right. So you had this nice, this nice 3-wave move. Boom. And now you've got this thing here. Probably take this low out, but then I'd like to see it come back up. Now, it may not take this high, or it could take the high. And that would be gorgeous, something like that. And then I'd be looking for down after that. Now, if this low holds, see, I just don't think it's going to. But if this low holds, you can look at this more bullishly as well as a 1-2-1-2 or something like that, but I don't think so. This looks too much like a flat. I'm doing a little analysis right now on the small time micro analysis for anybody, for me, because I'm looking to understand if this is a profit taking area, or if we're going to hold this a little longer, or we're looking for a long for tonight into tomorrow or something like that. So that's kind of where I am right now. I'm just kind of looking at this. I'll get back to the macro here in just a minute. Let's look at Bitcoin for a minute on the micro here. See, what I don't like about Bitcoin is what happened here, right? We had a really, really nice shape here where this was, boom, that looked like 5 waves right there. And then we got this, right? So what's happening here, right? If this is a flat, which it could be, right? It could be. You've got boom, boom, boom. That's a WXY, and that's your B wave. And you could see something like that. And that would be A, that would be B, we'd be getting C. And if that plays out overnight, which is possible, I got a couple of charts looking like that could happen. If that happens, then we're looking for a short tomorrow or the next day. I'm sorry, not tomorrow, but whenever this wave finishes. Now, so that's a wave structure that we see all the time, right? That's a normal, common wave structure. It's what we call a flat. See, there's 3 waves there. This is 3 here. Now we're looking for 5 if this is finished, right? With how oversold we are on the RSI, with, on all the charts, they're all really, really oversold, and how fast this came down, it seems like it's a Sunday trap ready to take us into a Monday, a bullish Monday like we get commonly. What's Robot, what's finally? So to count this, we're looking at WX and Y. That looks like a nice WXY. You got a nice flat here in the beginning, A, B, C. So yeah, you got a nice A, B, looking for C. And I think those are decent. That's a decent trade idea. Now, the way I normally like to trade it, if I'm going to trade this wave, my ultimate bias is down. So I'm trading against my bias, right? So I need to be very vigilant on this wave as I trade it, because it's against my bias. If I'm trading against my ultimate direction, if the wave is wrong, I need to make sure I'm getting out quickly. So I need close stops. I need stops that when I see invalidate my ideas or whatever, I need to make sure I'm getting out of that wave so I don't get caught. Because what I don't want to do is be wrong about that wave structure that I just showed you. I don't want to be wrong about that. Because this thing could just pull back to the breakout and then roll over and come down. Okay? So it doesn't have to do this. It doesn't have to. It's just an idea. It's a wave structure concept that could play, but it may or may not play, right? It's just an idea to watch for. If it happens, if you over the next couple of days see this wave you know, coming up here, right? Over the next 2-3 days. Watch out. That could be a flat in and of itself, looking for a downward wave whenever it finishes. And that would be a nice area to think about shorting. Okay. And then holding that short for quite a while, because all of a sudden, you know, what is this? What's going on in this wave structure here? How do we interpret what's happening? Well, the way I interpret it is, again, I'm looking at this as this A, B, and C that finished right here at the top. That's the beginning. Okay. Or that's the end. How do you count the wave? Well, we're going to say this is like 1, 2. That's 3. This is 4. And all of this is wave 5. All of that. So what was this? This is a wave 4 of the 5th. And then you had a nice 5-wave finish. Boom. 5 waves. Now we have an impulse. Okay. Working. We have on the smaller time frame, we have an impulse. We have what could be a finished impulse right here. That's a nice 4-5 look. Or it finished here. And this is A, B, C. Now, that may not be the case. That may be wrong. You could also, this could pull back, hit the bottom again. This could be a wave 4 of sorts. That could be a wave 5. Then you get a 3-wave pullback all week, right? And that becomes wave 1. And then we get a pullback wave 2 into next week until it starts coming down the following weeks into September. So in other words, this wave could come retracing this impulse whenever that impulse finishes. I don't know when that's going to finish. I know that most impulses look like this, right? 5 waves, something like that. And you have that look right there. So this is a nice finished look to me. All right. For an impulse. I like it finished right here, but I don't, what I don't like is, because this looks like a 4 and a 5, but I don't like this 3 and then that again. That doesn't look right to me. So I actually like this better as a, I really like this as an A wave, and this is B. I like this flat C idea. I like that. I think that's real plausible, real possible. Because look at XRP. You got the same kind of idea here. You got boom, boom, and now let's go. Let's come on up here, right? And that sets you up for another downward move. Or this could come up here, take out this high. If it wants to go, it could come up and take that high out. And I like that as well. That looks really nice to me, because then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you got a 3-wave move like so. That sets up for another move down. So we get this bullish wave to the upside, taking that out, retesting the highs, and then we come down. So a nice bullish wave to the upside is plausible here. I like that. I like that. And that would correlate with Bitcoin kind of getting a bullish wave up back to 122K range. Again, for a third wave of a flat, and that would be a wave 1 and a wave 2, looking for a wave 3 to the downside. after a top was put in. So that's the way that's the kind of price action I would be watching for this week. That's one idea, at least. What do you like? What are you thinking about those ideas, guys? Does that look like a decent idea? We get a little bit of a bullish wave here. Get kind of a bullish wave here in XRP. You got the same possibility here for SOL. We got a nice leading wave here. There's 5 waves. That's beautiful. And then we can say, hey, this is a 3-wave pullback. This is a beautiful 5-wave shape. Boom. It looks like a nice ending wave. Let's go 1. Let's get a wave 2. Boom. Let's come down. I love it. I love it. I think it's very plausible. What do we got here? Andrew Vegas, absolutely. They're always trying to. Nothing ever goes in a straight line, does it? Nothing ever goes in a straight line. And when it does, it usually comes out of nowhere, and you're not ready for it. But that's the beauty of Elliott wave is like you're kind of ready for the traps. You kind of understand the wave structure. And, so for me, that's the beauty of Elliott wave. I can't predict what, but I can look at this wave structure and these signs on the RSI and say, okay, what do we got right now? What's the RSI saying? What's the volume saying? Kind of look at all that. But I totally can see this thing dumping as well, right? Let's pull back and let's just dump, right? Because this looks like a 3-wave, right? So yeah, we could just get a small pullback and a dump here. So if that happened, then they've got other plans here, right? So if I'm wrong about this flat, which I very well could be, and that's something I need you guys to realize and understand, is that what I'm trying to do is analyze the wave structure and then predict what could happen. I don't know what's going to happen, and somebody complained that Elliott wave is useless in my videos, because I'm always talking about what could happen, and I never. Now I'm bearish, guys. I really am. But how is this thing going to come down? Well, I mean, one of the things. I mean, can't you just see this happening here? That move up and then down, getting everybody thinking bullish again, and then boom. But and we're like, yeah, we could totally see that happening. Okay. But what would that be? What kind of wave structure would that be? So for the Elliott wave, we're like, oh yeah, that's just a flat. That's all it is. And that's a structure we're used to seeing. We normally, and it gives us confidence to take the short on the move to the upside, right? It gives us at least confidence to say, yeah, we got a wave structure we can trade off of. We see a normal pattern that we see all the time. So we don't know if that's certain, if that's the exact. But if that happens, if that plays, we're like, oh yeah, there you go. There you've got a wave structure you can look at. It's awful bearish for now. What time is it? It's midnight. So we just had the 4-hour candle close. Is it midnight? Oh, no, it's 11. So the 4-hour candle hasn't closed yet. Sorry, I'm in a different time zone, guys. Hey, that's awesome, Kevin. That's awesome, Kevin. I've been bearish at these highs, right? But when it's time to be bullish, it's time to get bullish. I mean, guys, remember and give me credit, guys. I mean, I called this move up to 104, 102, 104 range. Now it went higher, but I called that bullish wave, and I said it could probably go up fast and furious, So the fact that I did call that wave from the 70K range, okay, it didn't quite get 70. I was hoping it would get 69 or 70K. Did not hit that range, but nevertheless, that wave structure, we kind of saw that coming as a possibility. So, get credit where credit is due. I'm not always only bearish, right? But at the end of the day, I mean, I still see bearish wave structure on this chart, and it just takes a while for things to play out, right? It just takes a while, right? They'll hit the high a couple more times. There's no what. But just for the record, I mean, I was a screaming bull down in here. I was very, very bullish. I mean, just a screaming bulltard in this range down here. So everybody else was looking for lower numbers. I was very bullish down here, and very bullish up to, I was at that time, I was looking for about 40 to 50K range. And then I wanted to see the wave structure. This looked three-wave-ish here, right? So you wanted to see what was going to happen here. So I can't always predict exactly how things are going to play. Obviously, well, number one, I can't ever predict exactly, but I can offer wave structure ideas that get us in the right direction at the right time. And so I'm offering wave structure ideas tonight that I think are getting us in the right direction at the right time. I think it's the right time to be bearish. Now, have I nailed the top? No. Do I have higher targets? Yeah, 145 was a target of mine. It's been a target of mine for a while. Are we going to hit it? I don't know. But I think it's time to be bearish. I think the wave structure is talking to us, telling us to be bearish. And I think it's time. Excuse me. Where's my RSI on this chart? Let me reload this thing. I want to reload. Reload. There's my RSI. This is very bearish, guys, on the 3-day chart. That's a break of structure. That's rolling over, man. That's really bearish. I think this thing's going to correct here. Coming up on the 4-hour candle close. I think a big candle's coming. Either a big like a I really like the flat, guys. I do. I like this. This is really oversold. It's oversold on the hourly. It's oversold on the 4 hour. Dag on it. I mean, we are oversold on every small time frame. Doesn't mean it can't. That isn't to say that it can't sell off more. It's just like when we talk about normal price action, it needs a cool off. And what I like about this wave is it really looks like a double correction right here. You got 3 right there. Then this wave as a connector, and then you got just a repeat of a 3-wave move. And it really has a nice extension. We're sitting at the 127 extension. That's gorgeous. For the expanded pocket, we're pretty deep in the expanded pocket. We're where we need to turn around here if that's a flat. If this is a flat, we're at the zone where it really needs to start moving up now. No, the flat doesn't have to take A. It can. So there's 3 different flats, Alexander. If it takes the A wave, it's what we call an expanded flat. If it does not take the A wave, it's what we call a running flat. And if it comes back, yeah, I mean, those are the 2 that it could be at this point. But I do like a potential long here, potential. XRP took its low, and it took it in 3 waves. Now it could just pull back and keep going, but it took it in 3. So I really like this as a potential. But we don't have any confirmation of reversal yet. We do have some volume coming in. See that volume right there? You got this kind of a move, this 3-wave back to the upside. You got the same kind of volume. See all this volume that came in right in here? So it's letting me know that there's probably some wave getting ready to rev up here to the upside. More than likely that volume is letting us know. Look at all this volume. Look at all that. Now, that's a 2-minute chart, but there's lots of volume coming in. Coming in on this wave. It's not a ton though when you think about how much volume this was or that this was here. So we need to see more volume come in. So we have the 4-hour candle close happening in 30 minutes. So that's going to be an important candle close. So, all right, guys. So, I mean, let's look at XRP for, I mean, not XRP, Ethereum for a minute. So the Ethereum chart is interesting to me because of this wave shape right here, right? Let's get on the 3-day for a moment. Yeah, so what's happening here? Well, what we know for certain is that this was a 3-wave pullback. So what is this? Well, to me, it looks like a C wave or an X or a Y wave of a 3-wave move, where you have the initial wave 3 there, and then we have a complex correction back to the upside, which could be followed. Okay, this came back 90%, right? Could be followed by a pretty fast wave to the downside, C wave, a C, and that would be a big A, B, C, and that would be a macro correction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, and then all that's wave 2, which sets up for a major bullish move. Notice just on this 15-second chart, this increasing volume on this downward move. Lets me know that a position is being built in here, that there's a position being built. It's increasing volume as it goes down. So it would seem to me that this position is being built from here in stages, that a long is being set up for this to move up above where that volume started to come in. That volume started to come in right here. So for me, this up move seems to be very likely. Doesn't have to. I could be wrong on that, but that's, to me as a volume analyst, that's the way I read that. See, lots of volume coming in, and it's increasing. Okay, look here, lots of volume coming in right in here, and it increased on as this wave came down. It increased, and what it produce? It produced this wave. That volume is produced that wave. So I see this volume coming in again, and it's coming down and hit that low. It's taking that low out again. It's likely that this is going to produce some kind of a wave to the upside. So this could be part of a 3-wave correction that could come up even higher if more volume comes in, right? It could get real bullish, right? If depending on how much volume comes in, and double this correction up, which would then set us up for a nice short. Adrian, I'm a big fan of it. Like right here, this is a perfect area for reversal anytime. 160. I mean, yeah. Why not? I don't know that this current level is fine. I got two major ideas here. I like this idea the best, and then down. This could be a breakout. You pull back to that, and then we go down again. So that's a real bearish count. Golden balls. What do you mean? What happened? We've been bearish for weeks, man. It's just taking time. It's doing what crypto does. It hits the top, gets everybody super bullish, and then takes you out. And it's also just a Sunday dump, you know. I mean, this is normal, and into a Monday pump. It's pretty standard fare. So we're pretty oversold here. The deeper this goes down, though, the less I like that flat. Yeah, it was a market maker special. Absolutely. It could be just a wave 5 too, right? And just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Done. Yeah, the 3-day chart is nasty. I mean, it is real bearish. The 3-day chart is super bear. We got 25 minutes till the 4-hour candle close. So that's going to be a key moment. Then you got 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 4 a.m. That's a key time for London. And then, of course, you got 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning is a key time for the U.S. market. So, yeah. I really don't want to see Bitcoin coming down any deeper if that flat idea is going to play. So that this flat idea may not play. Okay, so guys, I'm calling for that as an idea. That idea, just realize, I just want to make sure everybody understands that idea may not play, but it very well could. But I don't want to see it come much deeper than where it is. We'll give it a little bit of leeway, just a wick, but I don't want to see it much. I love, as far as XRP is concerned, I love the idea of this coming up here and even coming up here. I love that. Because you got three, and then you got one more 3. And it looked nasty like it was going to go down, and then they just returned and just take it up. I love that idea. And I think that's very possible, coming right after what looks to be a leading wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You had a 3-wave pullback. They didn't come very deep as I expect. They could keep going down for sure. They could totally go down from here, right? But a lot of times they make it look like they're going down. They come take you out, and then they go down. And that's kind of a move I would not be surprised to see XRP do. Whether that happens or not is another story. Even if it doesn't happen, I really like that idea. Looking at the XRP chart in the higher time frame, I also like this idea as an A B wave, and let's get a C wave down here. I see that as a possibility. That may or may not play, but I see that as a possibility. Now, are we going to get that wave to the upside? I don't know, guys. I'm not here to say one way or another what we're going to certainly get, but I've just offered some ideas for you. I don't know how it's going to play. I just know that we're really oversold here. On a lot of, let me look at the 15 minutes. It's really deep in the oversold area. The 1 hour chart's fairly oversold. There's room for it to go deeper, but this is Ethereum. Now, there's definitely more room on the 4 hour for it to go down. I look at SOL and I'm like, man, I like the flat idea, but I don't love it here. I don't love this B wave. It's just the B wave is usually not as straight down as that seems to be. So if my flat idea is going to work, I don't like it. It's not my favorite because this is so straight down. B waves usually aren't. B waves are usually a lot longer and wide. They'll take longer and more time. They won't be so fast and furious, which makes me think that may not be a B wave. Now, what if this is a B wave? What if you got 3, there's your A, and this all is B? Then you get C. That would be cool. That would be fine. And then down. All right, guys. Can I look at some charts for you guys? I've done my analysis. I've offered some ideas. Oh, I'm tired. Ooh, it's late. 47 of you here. What's up? Thanks for that, Robot. Appreciate it, buddy. You want me to look at oil? Doge? I haven't looked at Doge in a minute. Let's look at Doge. Why not? Yeah, I haven't checked the ADA chart in a minute either. Yeah, let me do that. All right, I look at Doge and I'm like, okay, I see a couple of things here, but I like, not sure. This looks like a leader. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this could be 3. And it's possible this could be setting up for that move there, which could then come down here, and that would be boom, 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 like that. That's the way I kind of look at that. Which jives with my analysis up to this point of Bitcoin offering you this move here. And that would correlate with Doge doing the same thing, moving up here kind of quickly, respecting that high, and then coming down here. And that kind of looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be a 3-wave pullback. I'd be looking long after that. They all do kind of look the same. They all kind of have this 3-wavishness here that could be finishing and then setting up for an upward move. So I'm aware of that, and I like that idea, but don't trade it blindly. Have a plan, because this could be just. I mean, really, guys. Here's the other thing. You could just get some kind of small pullback and then another dump, pullback, dump. Okay, so this could get real bearish real quick, and just do that. Okay, what I just drew is just fine as well. I mean, that could totally happen. I'm not here to say it's what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. But you have to at least be ready for the other ideas that are out there. Ugh. The candle that it's getting ready, the 4-hour candle that's getting ready to close is it's gonna be an interesting one. That's a really, really bearish candle right there. It's powerfully bearish. Yeah, and Bitcoin is just keeps going straight. It's going down deeper. I don't know that I love my flat idea, though it could happen, but it just keeps going, and I'm not a major, unless it reverses here. Like, I'm not a huge fan of that count anymore. But that's what Bitcoin does to you. It keeps going and makes you think it's never going to stop, and then it does stop, and it does something different. That's a really, really deep red candle, though. I'll tell you what. This 4-hour candle is nasty. The RSI is very oversold. Hey, ET Power. Yeah, I got started way late because I moved here to Missouri and spent the day with my daughter at the amusement park and had dinner and had a great day. And now I came home, got my desk set up and my computer set up, and said, "Hey, let's do a live. Let's just do it late." So, all right. Did you want me to look at oil, Robot? I looked at Doge. Oh, let's look at ADA quick. What's up, Tommy? Look at ADA. Interesting. See. Man, I can see that chart both ways, but that looks so bearish. I mean, you got this impulse, you got this 3-wave. This looks so bearish. Like it needs to come on down. That's what ADA looks like. That is so nasty, that price action right in there. So ugly. Ethereum kind of looks like some kind of a leading wave, but I don't think it fits because the third wave can't be the shortest. And it is the shortest, and so that can't be. What if Ethereum is a 1-2-1-2? Where this is 1, 2, 1, 2. Now we're real bearish. You get a pullback and go. Yeah. So ADA looks weird to me. I mean, is it bullish for continuation? Yeah. So looking at ADA, it needs to come down more to finish a 3-day move, a 3-wave move to continue up. So if this comes down finishing a 3-wave move, then yeah, let's look at it as bullish. So that's a possibility. That's an example. Looking at Bitcoin, see, Bitcoin doesn't have the same look. Bitcoin has a different look. See, Bitcoin doesn't look bullish at all. It looks toppy. So Bitcoin looks like the wave structure's finished. And this is the first impulse. I do like, I offered this, Salvador, as A, B, and watch out for C. And so this would be bullish, but it's not continuation. That's a wave 2, and then we look for downside after that. So watch out for that move. And I see on several charts where that could take place, where you get a possible bullish move here, where, like for instance, XRP does the same kind of thing, where you get a big bullish move here that comes here or all the way up here, and that becomes 3 waves, and then it comes down. But again, what does the BTC dominance chart look like? I mean, yeah, it looks like it's ready to take dominance back, right? This looks like set pullback right there. This looks very similar, looking for another move to the upside. That makes sense. But once after that move to the upside happens, then we're looking for it to fall again. What does weekly SFP mean? What's SFP? I don't know that. What does SFP stand for? I don't know that lingo. Oh, swing failure. Thank you. So I don't use, as an Elliott waiver, I don't interpret price action from that kind of a viewpoint, right? I mean, it's okay. That kind of viewpoint's very valid and fine. But what you're calling a swing failure, okay, I'm looking at 5s and 3s. So Elliott waivers look at wave structure as 5s and 3s. That everything can be interpreted through the lens of 5s and 3s. Impulses are 5 waves. Corrections are 3 waves. And those 5s and 3s can be put together in multitudes of ways in order to create complex corrections and complex waves. Right? And so we're always trying to interpret the 5s and 3s. So, I look at this wave and say, I see a 3-wave that just completed potentially. So A, B, and then we're going to call that C right there. And we're going to count this as 1, 2, this is 3, this is 4, and then the 5th wave has 5 waves in it as well. And so you're going to basically say 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5s and 3s, right? So I look at that and I say, I got an ABC. Now, so then we say, okay, well, what is that? What is that 3-wave? Well, it's a 3-wave move right now that took out this high that was preceded by a 3-wave move. So I've got 3. Now I've got 3. I'm looking for 5 waves, and that's what we call a flat. And so we interpret everything through 5s and 3s. So that, for me, is my primary idea right now. Ideas are just that. They're just ideas. I'm saying, okay, an idea is like, hey, I've interpreted the wave structure. I see this as a potential way of interpretation, counting 5s and 3s. Salvador, you definitely should watch the beginning of the live stream because I talked about a very bullish scenario that has us bearishly going down to 40K or 50K. And then zooming, going to the moon after that, right? Most of my scenarios have us going down to 40 or 50K before the moon. I do believe the moon is coming. Okay, I do. I'm a bull boy, but I'm not a bull boy right now. I'm a bull boy after a liquidity grab. I'm a bull boy after a liquidity grab to 40 or 50K. Then when I get a liquidity grab there with a wave structure that looks complete, I'm then all my live streams are gonna be, guys, this is it. This is very bullish. This is bull. I'll be preaching bulls. I'll be preaching, I'll be talking buy zone again. But right now we're at all-time highs with completed wave structure to the upside. And I've been bearish for the last several months, ever since this whole year, to be honest with you, I've been bearish, right? And to be honest with you, I've been rightly bearish. To be bearish right here at 105K, looking for the downside, this was a wave that came down and it took through May to get here. So for 5 months, we were bearish and I was right to be bearish. Now we've been bullish for the last 3 months. But the point is, guys, if you remember, I was bullish down here looking for 69, 70K, guessing that was going to be the bottom. Well, we bottomed earlier than that, but I called this wave to the upside. Now, I was looking for 102 to 104 was my target. We went higher than that. But the point is that I was bullish when it was time to be bullish. I was bearish when it was time to be bearish, and now I'm bearish again. Okay? I'm bearish. And we're having a wave structure that's finishing. So I'm just letting you guys know that while things often take time to play out, wave structure analysis is quite good and has been good. And I'm very proud of it. And I think if you're objective, a lot of people say, "Oh, you're wrong all the time." No, I mean, it depends on how you look at it. From a macro, no, I've tracked this wave really well and called bearish times and bullish times. It's being exact on the tops and the bottoms. We often get pullbacks and then another hit to the high, pullback, another hit to the high, and then we go right. It's impossible to know the exact tops and bottoms, but I've been awful right, and I'm pretty proud of the analysis. I'm self-evaluation. I'm happy with the way I've navigated it. So anyway, so I'm very bearish, and I don't really get bullish until about 50K again. Now, if price goes up, then I'm wrong, and I'm ready to be wrong. As a trader, I'm ready to be wrong. But my belief system says we need a wave that's going to come down here. And I've got several wave counts. I've got several counts that take us to this level, and then possibly bullishly or just up correctively and then down again, right? Dan, I mean, I don't have a wave count that stops us at 91. Personally, I don't see wave structure that takes us to 91 and stopping. Is it possible? Why not? But I personally don't see wave structure that stops there. Maybe you're right, Golden Balls. Maybe you're right. But for me, I have to respect the bear count for now. But let me say this, that I've offered you a very bullish wave count on the 4-hour chart here, retesting 22K, kind of fast. So watch out for that move right there. 122. Sorry, not 22, but 122. Watch out for that move. That may not happen. That may not come. But if it does come, don't be surprised by it. Because for me, if that does come, that's a beautiful short zone for me. I'll be looking for a short if it does come. Okay, we have the 4-hour candle close finally. Let's analyze the 4-hour candle close. So we have a very, very bearish candle that closed here. Let's go to the 5-minute here and see. Golden Balls, I would just encourage you to be a little less definitive with your language. Say the words, I think it could be moon time now. Say things like, my opinion is, but don't speak with certainty, because that's when you look bad. That's when you look arrogant. I don't think you intend to be that way. But that's also when you show your ignorance, when you speak like you know something's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. No, I don't wish anybody, Robot, I don't wish anything bad on, if people have a different opinion, that's okay. So it's fine to think it's, the opposite of what I think. It's really okay. That's the nature of trading. Everybody thinks differently. We look at the market differently. We have different opinions, and we different analysis tools and things of that nature. That's why some of you stop by my channel, because I'm offering an analysis tool that maybe is complicated and you don't understand it. And so I'm offering, suggestions of other alternate ways to look at the market that maybe you don't look at it that way. And that's the benefit of the channel, right? But at the end of the day, I don't know everything, but I can't, but I'm very, very good wave structure analyst. There's no doubt about it. Oh yeah, no worries, Golden Balls. I'm just saying, just don't be so certain with your language. Just say, yeah, I think we're bullish to this point or that, and just always talk like it's an opinion, right? that may or may not be right. Always be ready. Here's something that I say: it's always be ready to be wrong. Right? Have an opinion. I think it's good to have an opinion and to believe in your opinion and have good reasons for your opinion. And I'm sure all y'all's reasons for the way you think are right. But at the end of the day, you got to be ready to be wrong as a trader. You got to, okay, what's my contingency if I'm wrong? What am I going to do, and how am I going to act, and how am I going to trade it, right? That's what makes you a good trader, is being ready to have your opinion to be wrong. So let me just encourage you guys to, it's not about being right. I like to be right. I like to, have my analysis come true. Like, yeah, it played out like I expected, right? We like that because it gives us validation and it makes us feel good that we predicted the future. We didn't predict anything. We saw a possibility, and the possibility played out. And it happened, and that happens for a lot of you. It'll play out, and then sometimes it doesn't play out. But at the end of the day, we're all guys on the same team trying to make money in this market. And we're sharing ideas, talking about the way we look at the market. And so let's play as a team, right? I have too many guys, and not nobody here tonight really, but too many guys come in my channel. They just put me down, right? Oh, you're always wrong, Jim. You're always bearish, or Jim, you're always this or that. It's just not the case. I'm not always bearish. I'm bullish when it's time to be bullish, bearish when it's time to be bearish. And for me, this is a time to be bearish. But that doesn't mean I'm not ready for a bullish wave. In fact, I see some bullish potential here. I would love to see a shot up to 122. I think that's a real possibility. So we'll see if that plays or not. I don't know if it's going to play, but I think it's a real good chance it could. With that said, I'm just trying to make money in the market just like you guys are. And I have an analysis that looks at the market a certain way. All right. Let me Andrew Vegas, let me look at that and say, is that a macro too? Is this a wave 1 to here? And is that wave 2? In my world, I have looked at that multiple times, right? And to me, that's not valid. The reason it's not valid is because of this wave right here. That wave screws up your count. It makes it so your count doesn't really work. Counting it like that, I mean, this is the problem I have embracing that count. Now, with that said, I'm going to offer and say, the market doesn't care about my count. But if I'm going to analyze it based on Elliott wave principles, then I have to look at this and say, okay, how am I going to apply Elliott wave principles consistently to find a count? So I have a clear 1 and a clear 2. I think that's a clear 1, 2. Fine. Now, what's next? How do we count the wave? Okay, you got another 1 and another 2. So where's the next 3? Where's wave 3? Well, let's count the waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how you count wave 3. It's 5 waves. What you're trying to do is you're saying for wave 3, you're saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is the top of wave 3. Not here, but here. The problem with that is you can't say this is, you can't say that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That doesn't work because you don't have the proportionality proper. This right here is a wave 3. That's a wave 3. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 waves. Okay. So you have 1, 2. There's another 5. That's 3. This is 4. And this is 5. And we got triple divergence. It's bearish as crap on the 3-day, on the weekly chart. That is a bearish weekly chart. And it's broken structure to the downside. So I've considered that, Andrew, and we've talked about it last week and the week before, buddy. I've considered it. I just can't embrace it. That doesn't make me right. It just means that I can't embrace it. That is an invalid count for me, and I don't consider it. It's off the table for me. But for you, I mean, it's on the table. It's fine. At the end of the day, we'll see. We'll see how this plays. So, you know what I haven't looked at in a while, guys? Let's golden balls, that's something I don't know. I'm not oh, you're welcome, buddy, Andrew. Golden, I'm just going to call you golden because golden balls is just hard to say, man. Sorry. You and Teabag. Camel. Anyway, so I'm not the premier knowledgeable guy when it comes to what cryptos do and how they perform and how they're working. I do have some knowledge, but I'm not the guy who has all that knowledge. I'm really a wave structure guy. I like to look at charts and wave structures, and I just kind of analyze charts from strictly wave structure. I mean, I trade with other tools, right? But what I provide on YouTube is knowledge and understanding of wave structure analysis, and that's kind of my niche. That's my area of expertise. But so yeah, I don't know the answer to that. But what I do know is that the banks are all tied to Ethereum and the DeFi network. I know that's going to be a big player in the coming world, and I think Ethereum is really something to consider investing in down the road. I think also XRP has a real potential, but I'm nervous about XRP for reasons. Reasons I don't know that I can articulate well or even justify. It makes me nervous to some level. But I think XRP is probably in the game as well. So Ethereum and XRP, to me, you see the banks gravitating to those products. Of course, XLM is a very viable alternative to XRP with no fees. So I like XLM as well, but I don't know how viable it is. What you're looking for, what you guys need to be looking for is what are real use case projects that have viability in the Web3 world, in the new banking system, in the new economic system. And a lot of these trash coins are getting ready to die in a crypto winter that I think is coming. I think a lot of these altcoins are going to die in the coming crypto winter. That takes us down to 40K Bitcoin. Now, if that correction is elongated, so I see this wave and I'm thinking, okay, if we get a move down to here, that would be a 3-wave. That could be it. Or this could get pulled back and then this get elongated. Oh, something like this. And if we get a wave like this, that's the crypto winter that I'm seeing in the alt world. So time will tell, guys. Time will tell. Let's take a peek at gold. DXY is finishing up. I think DXY is going to play around here for a bit, hit the low, but I think the DXY could pop the highs one more time. So I think that's a play that might surprise people. Looking at gold and silver for a minute. I'm super bullish on gold and silver, by the way. Just a bull boy. I'm a bull boy on gold and silver. Now, is it straight up forever? No, it's not going to be straight up forever. But if we see a pullback to here, expecting something like this. Okay. Expecting big moves to the upside. Even if we see a pullback to 3,000 again, I'm going to see move up. Yeah, and then silver is just, it's lagging, but we're gonna see this. We're gonna see silver start to fly, guys. You guys are gonna see $60 silver in the coming 5 years, and possibly higher. So, all right. Well, guys, my voice is about shot. I'm tired. I've really enjoyed tonight's talk, and I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I hope some ideas that I offered maybe offer you some ideas for trading. So I'll just leave you with my primary idea is this could be a flat here that then takes us down. Watch out for that. Okay? So hope you guys have a great night. You guys take care of yourselves, and thanks for stopping by the channel. And hope you have a great night. We'll see you later. Bye.